Good evening, everybody. It is Rhonee with Whip and Chain, and today I'm going to bring you a tutorial showing you how to make this adorable hairband. It's just so beautiful. If you let me zoom you out a little bit so it's not so close, but if you look, it is absolutely gorgeous. And I think a lot of it has to do with the color that I used, but it's still beautiful. And what's really nice about this hairband, if you want to add beads to it, if you know how to add beads when you're crocheting, you can add beads to this. This is gorgeous. This is done in 100% cotton. I will never recommend to do products like this in acrylic, just because they can get wet and different things on your hair, or just being outside wearing it. But it's beautiful. The color that I used for this one, I finished a color, believe it or not, and this one was Sugar and Cream. The color, believe it or not, is called Psychedelic, but it turned out beautiful. I love it. I think I'm gonna put this one in the grab bag for free giveaways when you post your whatever project you're working on. It does not have to be a project that we're doing, just any project. Come find us on Facebook under Whip and Chain and post and talk and ask questions, and if you need help, that's what we're here for. But this is what we're going to be doing today. So first things first, need a hairband. All right, these are the ones that I use on a daily basis. You can use whatever hairband you want. Now, some people with this will recommend doubling up. You're more than welcome to, if you want to, because if one breaks, if it breaks in here, then it's done. So this one was done with one hairband, and I kind of thought about it after the fact, but you can use one or two, but the reason we do recommend two is because of if the hairband breaks. Okay, so I am going to recommend an F hook, a 3.75 millimeter hook for this. And for tutorial, for clarity purposes, I'm using Coral Rose from Sugar and Cream. Okay, you will need a darning needle at the end of this to weave in your ends. And let's get started. Very easy. I think starting it is probably the hardest part. So start with your starting chain. And remember, you can use two if you like. All right. So I'm going to recommend put it on your hook first. Then you put your hook in, grab some yarn. If I can do it right. It's been a long day for me, so I apologize. We're groomers professionally, so some days are longer than others. All right. There we go. Now, what I want you to do is do single crochets all the way around. Now, there's no specific number. Any number will work. Let me repeat that. Any number. Doesn't matter if it's an odd number, even number. Any number will work. Just do single crochet. All the way around the hairband. Now, when you're doing this, make sure it's full with all your stitches. Don't leave gaps. And I started off wrong. You know, this is when I would say, let me stop the video and start over again. But I'd like you guys to see when I make mistakes, because we all do. And it's nothing to get upset about. It's part of crocheting. It's how we learn. It's how we progress in life. So don't worry if you have to restart. So again, so it's just single crochets. And I am hiding this tail. I made it really long, so I will eventually trim it. So some people maybe will need 40 single crochets, maybe some people need 45, but please, I hurt my wrist today, so crocheting is a little difficult for me today. Isn't this a pretty color? I love it. So just, I went far enough with this, so I'll trim it so it's out of my hair. So as I'm crocheting, I'll talk about a couple things. I did an update on the temperature blanket that we're doing this year. They're temperature blanket squares. They work up pretty fast actually. And mine I'm doing is from last year, so I'm a few months ahead. But if you're doing it for this year, we would love to see it. Or even the year you were born. I think that's what Maggie's doing. But come find us on Facebook under Whip and Chain. We would love to see it. And even if you're working on another project, or if you just want to come join the fun group, we're really starting to get conversations in the group now. People are really enjoying it. We're posting as much as we can. We both work full time. And we just started a series this year called Texture Tuesday. So actually today's Monday, so tomorrow a new stitch will come out referencing a textured stitch. My goal is to do one every week for the entire year. So when it's all said and done, I'm hoping to have 52 videos. I did miss a week or two at the beginning of the year, so I'm gonna have to sneak a couple extra in somewhere. Now, do you see how I am pushing it together? But don't overcrowd it, because the stitches that you're going to be doing is really going to make it full. Okay, now once you're all the way around, once you're comfortable with how many stitches you put in your hairband, I want you to slip stitch to your first stitch. Okay. Remember, don't overcrowd it. It will end up being frustrating to you if you overcrowd it. Okay. Once you're all the way around, then I want you to slip stitch right to your first stitch. Okay. That's about what it should look like. Okay. So now I want you to chain 4, 3, and 4. Okay. And then in the back loops only, I want you to slip stitch into the next stitch. and then chain 4 again. And then I want you to slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, chain 4, and this is what you do all the way around. But just remember, you're using the back loop only, and it's a slip stitch. Okay, and 4, and then slip stitch. Okay, I'll see you when you're done. Okay, when you're done, this is what your project should look like so far. Okay, already getting ruffly. So we have one more row on this one to do. So you're in you joined into your first one. Now I want you to take your hook into your next loop, and I just want you to slip stitch over. Okay. Now here, I want you to chain 4 again, 2, 3, and 4. And in your next loop, I want you to single crochet. Chain 4. And then I want you to single crochet in the next one. Chain 4. And slip stitch. And that's all you do, going all the way around. Okay. So when you're done your whole row, chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, single crochet. When you're all done, I just want you to slip stitch to your first chain 4, and then you can cut chain 1 and tie off. Okay, now after you're done that, what you're gonna do, let me just say I'm done that, which I'm not, but that's okay. Get another slip knot on your hook. Now you know how you used all the back loops for the first round? For this round, you're going to do the exact same thing, but you're going to go in. You can start anywhere you want. You're going to go into that front loop. Right there. Okay. So the first one, the first row, if you remember, is chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you go into your next stitch and you slip stitch. Chain 4. And then you slip stitch to your next stitch. Sometimes some of them are a little tough, but just take your time. There we go. See? No need to get frustrated, just take your time. So that's all this row is, chain 4 and you slip stitch. Okay. Once you go all the way around, you slip stitch to your first one. Then I can bet you can guess what the next row is. The next row is you slip stitch to the next loop, and then you chain 4 and then you single crochet in the next one. So it's repeating what you did on the first one exactly on the second one. And when doing that, let's see if you can see, you get 2 different rows. See them all? And it really, really gives it this beautiful ruffle look. So let me just go over one more time in case you need help. To start from the very beginning is single crochet in the whole band until the whole band is full, and then you slip stitch to your first single crochet, and then you will chain 4, and you will slip stitch to the next stitch back loop only. So then again you'll chain 4 and slip stitch, chain 4 and slip stitch, and that row's done then. And then you will use the front loops that you didn't use. You know how you did this row and just the back loops? Then you will do the next row in the front loops, and you'll do the exact same 2 rows that you did the first time around. And then then you just tie off and you weave in your ends, and you get this beautiful hairband. And again, we use a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook F and all cotton yarn. And I want to say thank you again for all the nice comments we've been getting on the videos and on our Facebook page, WIP, WIP, for Work in Progress and Chain. We're just being shown so much love, and we really appreciate it. So if you do enjoy our videos, I apologize. If you do enjoy our videos, can you please hit that subscribe button at the bottom and hit that like button? We'd greatly appreciate it. And come find us on Facebook. We would love to have you a part of our wonderful family that we're building there. Until our next project, have a great night, everybody. Please stay safe.